Hi Niranjan, how are you?
Hi, sir. I'm doing good. How are you, sir?
I'm absolutely fine, thank you. Can you tell us something about yourself?
Sure, sir. Myself, Nanjan, basically born and brought up in Mandia. I'm working as a senior software test engineer. I could have worked with Quebec's Computer Software Private Limited from past 3 years. I have a 3 years of experience into manual testing, mobile and web application testing, and also I have performed API testing in my organization. So in these 3 years of span, I have worked on two projects. That is, both I have worked on e-commerce domain itself. So firstly, Nando's and Being. Nando's is an e-commerce application where I have used certain tools like Jira to log the defect, and also Charles Proxy for network blocking and throttling the network, and also debugging the backend APIs. Even though I have used Postman tool to perform the API testing, where I can check only the request and response. And also after that, I have got an opportunity to work on another project called as BM. So it's an e-commerce application where I'll be a part of understanding a requirement and writing a test plan and writing a test case for that, and also traceability matrix. In our organization, we have used Agile as a Scrum methodology. So I have a very good experience in Agile environment, and I am well versed with software development lifecycle as well as software test lifecycle. Everyday basis based on the meeting. So I used to attend the Agile ceremonies that might be like daily stand up or sprint planning, retrospect, and also I'll be involved in bug triage meeting too. Apart from this, I have worked on along with the developers in production environment to fix the bug. And also I'm the person who give the KT session for the new joiners in my organization. So I'm well versed with functional integration, smoke, sanity, and also regression testing, system testing too. So whenever it is required, I used to do ad testing when it comes to the without following any of the requirements. So I just go for the ad testing too. And I'm well versed with mobile application testing like installation testing, interruption testing, standby testing, and also screen orientation testing too. In my organization, I have got the opportunity to work as a database tester also. I have used MySQL as a tool to do the database testing, and I have used certain tools like ADB command, Charles Proxy, and Android Studio, and also Browser Stack to perform the backend testing on my applications. So apart from this, I'm the person who will be responsible and who will be taking care of my academic project, and I will be part of national like a state level seminar competition regarding my project. And I'm the person who keep myself to be upgrade to the market level. So I'm the person like always used to learn new things, and yes, independent person and also dedicated person. So apart from this, like my hobbies are like listen to music, so where I'll keep myself calm and playing cricket whenever I got free to keep myself active. And also cooking, yes, it's my priority when it is a free time, so I used to go with the cooking. Yes, apart from this, like right now I'm looking for the better opportunities to upgrade myself along with the company growth. So I'm looking forward to go ahead right now. And yeah, this is about myself, and thanks for giving you this opportunity to introduce myself to you.
Mhm. Well, that was a good introduction, right? It covered everything. And this kind of detailed introduction actually helps the interviewer in assessing your profile, whether it is good to go for the further rounds or not. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, you were mentioning that you are doing mobile testing and you are
Yes,
also
sir.
performing installation testing. So, which are the different test scenarios that you are performing as a part of installation testing?
Yes, sir. The different types of test scenarios I have performed, like while doing the installation testing,
Hmm.
check whether I'm going to install the application properly, whether in like different networks. It might be when it is come to the downloading, but when I'm going to install the application, I'll just check with the scenario whether I am able to install the application with a low space, low memory of the mobile device, and also check whether how it perform, how it going to install when it is a high freely space is available, and also when it is a low battery, how would be the installation will be happen. And also like am I able to install the application the low battery. And also while installing the application, if I got any interruptions in between, is it possible to install the application. And these are all the scenarios I could have come up with while doing the installation testing.
Okay. So, did you test the Play Store scenario for installation testing?
No, sir, I'd be not a part of like testing the Play Store scenario.
Mhm.
So I just go with the mobile application testing while it is installed.
Okay, okay, right. Okay. Let's say if any new story is assigned to you, right? For example,
Mm-hmm.
you come in the office on Monday and a new user story is assigned to you
Mm-hmm.
via email, or you are using Jira or any kind of tool, and you get to know that this user story A has been assigned to you. Now there are three other
Mm-hmm.
members with you in the team, and you are leading this team. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, how will you? What will be your test strategy, and how will you do the test estimation?
Yes. As you have told that, so I got a build in a Monday, and I am with the senior of the group. So along with me, so we have a three members. So I just go with the everyday basis. When I went to the office, I just go with the mail. So I just check over there, and or I'll just open the Slack, whatever the update I have got on my project. I'll just go through that. If I got a new user story, then in like suddenly the meeting will be happened with the members in a group based on to giving a grooming session on that particular user story, where we will get a exact requirement of the user story, like how the user story that has to be developed and how the user story has to be test, and how the user story has to, how much of time we need to do the testing on this particular user story. These
Mm,
are all the things we will discuss in the grooming session. And also they will give a complete information about the that particular user story. And after that, like we will as a test engineer, we will come up with the estimation. So the estimation is nothing but we will give them, okay, this is the time we need to complete testing of this particular user story.
mm,
Once we have come up with this, then we will go with understanding the test plan, that means understanding the requirement first, because as a test engineer, if I understand the requirement, then that would be fine for me, so we can move forward and we can do the further things. So first thing, I'll understand the requirement properly. If any confusion with my team members, I'll just clarify them regarding the requirement based on my understanding, complete understanding on the requirement. Like, this is the scenario we need to go ahead with, and this is the tag they have assigned to us, and we need to complete as a team within this particular period of time. Then we will go with the system study. And after that, once we have completed with all these things, I'll just try to identify the scenario, like what kind of scenarios we can do on this particular user story. And then we will come up with a test plan, like what, why we are going to develop this. In the description itself, we are mentioning, if any other person who is not having a knowledge on that, he come to the he come and open the document, he is get to know that why this application has been come into the picture, so why they are going to do this task. Once we have done with this, we will map the requirement to the test cases. That means, like, we will prepare a traceability matrix. Then once we have done with that, then we will start writing, once we have written test cases, then we will map it. Then once the developer has given a build which is completely, that has been developed, and they have make a status as ready to QA, then we will go ahead with the taking the build, and we will test the application by executing the test cases whichever I have written previously. By looking into that and executing those test cases, I'll be check the functionality of an application whether it is working as per the requirement. If it is not working fine, then I used to raise it as a bug. If it is working fine, there is no issues, then we will move ahead, and we will give a sign off to the, once we have done with all the type of testing, like system integration, and also functional testing, smoke testing, sanity, or regression testing. Once we are done with all these things, once the build has get stable, it is ready to deploy. Then we will give a sign off to the we'll give a sign off to the another environment where it will be deployed. Basically, in my organization, there will be a team, so they will come into the picture and they will deploy the application from one environment to the another environment.
mhm. Right. So once your team members understand the requirement, then you will be writing test cases, and you will be also reviewing those test cases just to make sure that they are
Yes,
being
yes.
documented in the right direction, and they will be testing as per the expected. Right? Now
Once we
let's say,
have reviewed the test cases, then we will give it for the approval purpose, where test lead will approve the test case, and he will store it in a test case repository. Once we got a build, then only we will look into that test cases and we will execute, right? So
correct, absolutely. Now let's say you were testing this user story and you had to sign off this particular user story on let's say 2nd of April, right? Now on 1st of April, you are finding high priority issues, right? So in
mm-hmm.
the daily stand-up, you have communicated with the team that you have got two blocker issues with respect to this story, right? So that means you are finding the issues during the sign-off time.
Mm-hmm.
So the development team comes to you that and they communicate that now they will also take their own time to fix that issue and they will also do unit testing. So again, the delay will be happening. So how will you handle this scenario? Because you have to sign off that story on 2nd of April. On 1st of April, you found two blocker issues. Now it's a bit difficult to sign off that story on 2nd of April. So what will be your approach?
Yes, definitely. This scenario has been happened in previously. So where we have released on some like next day, we have got a critical bug on the previous day. So on that time, in my perspective of view, like what I have done, I just requested the developer to fix it because it is a critical. So we have a release on the next day. So we need to fix. He need to fix it as soon as possible. And we make a team and like we will make a meeting over development team and also testing team regarding that particular issue. Is it able to fix within this day or not? If they are giving the 100% and if they are trying to fix it, if it not possible, then we will go ahead with the higher team member, that is team lead, and we will inform them this is the scenario we have got across. So it is not able to fix this in this release, so don't have much time, so we can fix it in the next release if it possible. Then we will carry over that into the client by requesting them, like we will not tell that we have found a bug. So that means like we have a critical bug, we cannot release the build. So we request them, yes, we have found the bug because of this and so issues. So we will already working on it, we will try to fix it as soon as possible. So within a span of some other time, we will going to build deploy the build as soon as possible. We will request the customer.
Right. So you'll request the customer that the build will be deployed after 2nd of April.
Yes, sir.
Mhm. And the business team has already made the commitment that they will be able to have the release on 2nd of April.
Mm-hmm. Okay, they have already have a commitment to release the release that build into the 2nd of April. Yes, I'll just convey the message to the client that if we have released the same whatever the bug we have found with the bug, if we release the application like build to to you, so that might be a chances that majorly impact on your business. If we have given the same build along with the bug, if that will be useful as a end user, so there is a lot of chances where you will lose a business. That means it will impact more on your business. Instead of that, we will take some other time, so we will fix it as soon as possible. We will try to avoid your business loss and we will give it to you within the next few days. So I can approach like this.
Okay. So see, when you find the issues at the sign off time during the end time, right? So first question will be to the QA team and as well to the dev team as well. Like, why are we able to not get the issues early in the sprint or early in the testing life cycle, and then we are getting the issues, right? And then if you communicate like this to the client, that the business will get impacted, so he will tell, okay, thank you for the update, that at least you are transparent with us, right? But then he will also have a question, then why did we commit 2nd of April? Now, in this scenario, what you can do is, this is not just an interview thing, and it is practically also applicable to many projects. It happens, this situation do happen. So what you can do is, let's say you have 10 stories in that release, right? And you have got two blocker issues in one of the tickets. So you can release 9 tickets. You can release 9 stories as per the commitment that you have done, right? And for that one particular story, you can release a patch maybe after 24 hours of 2nd of April or within 48 hours, right? So what will happen? The actually business team, task or the dependency is not on you because they have got 90% now, right? Rather than not getting anything, at least they have got something. So they will proceed with that particular stories, those particular features, and then once you release this minor patch thing, then they can work on that, right? So this is how you can tackle this kind of situation. And then in the
Sure.
retrospective meeting, you can highlight these kind of points that uh, we are getting these kind of blocker issues in the testing. So where are we with the unit test case coverage? Are these things covered with the in the unit testing? Because it should have been found by the dev team also. At the same
Yes,
time,
sir.
you will also educate your team as you are leading the team. So you will educate your team that see the P0, the P1 kind of test scenarios we need to execute first, so that if any blocker issues are there, we can get them early. We can catch them early, right? Is
Yes,
this
sir.
clear?
I understand.
Right. So
Yes,
this
sir.
is
Clear,
how
sir.
you can handle this scenario.
Yes, sir.
Now let's say there are 10,000 test cases available with you, and you have
Mm-hmm.
a week for testing, and you have to do the release after 1 week, right?
Okay.
So how will you manage the regression testing and end-to-end testing, because you have 10,000 test cases, right? And it's just a 1 week's time. And let's say you have 1 or 2 members in your team. So what will be your approach?
Yes, sir. Like as you told, I have a 10,000 test cases. So I have a two approach where like I'll go ahead with prioritize the test cases first. So what needs to be do first? Like what test case has to be test first. So what based on the priority and severity, I just need to prioritize the test cases if that is like basic and critical. So I'll just execute the main things first, and then if it possible then only we'll go for the further things if everything is working fine, or else I'll just move it for the automation where we can automate and we can test the build.
So you will
Sir,
use
your voice.
automation, right?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Yeah. So you will
Yes,
use
sir. Yes, sir. You're right.
automation, right? But let's say you don't have that much depth in the automation coverage. You don't have much test cases automated.
Then we will prioritize the test cases. So what needs to be do first and what needs to be do second.
Hmm.
Uh, then after that we'll go and test the application.
Okay. How will you do API testing?
API testing will just API testing is nothing but basically like we will checking the request and response of that particular API. That means like if you are giving any URL, we have like URL as this Google Meeting itself. So I'm just passing the Google Meeting and I'll give a HTTP method like what method we need to do the perform the operation as a card operation. So I'll just pass it and I'll just click on send where it will hit and give me the response. Along with the response we will come up with the response body, that means of like payload, whatever the data we need to get. If we are giving a get request, then we will get a response as along with the body. So we used to validate that, and also we used to check response time, how much of time it has taken to give me the response. And also
Mhm.
like headers, these are the things I used to check in while I'm getting a response data. It should be in JSON and also raw text also. So I used to select based on whatever the data I need to test it.
Okay, great. So in Postman, let's say you have some API and you have to make sure that when you hit that particular API for the 99th or 100th time, it should give you a proper response. So you are doing reliability testing of one of the API in Postman. So is it possible to hit the same API 99 or 100 times in Postman
Yes, by giving a iteration we can do that, sir.
by giving the
Iteration,
iteration?
how
Okay.
many times we need to run it.
Yes, yes. Also, you have got a feature of collection runner, so that can
Yeah,
also
collection.
iterate a request 100 times in Postman, right? Which programming language is used for Postman test?
So
Which is the programming language that you are using for writing test in Postman?
no, I didn't use any of the programming language. Like
So it's a JavaScript, right? The
yes,
programming
yes, the
language you are
JavaScript.
writing, right? Okay. Do you
Uh-huh.
keep assertions in while
Yep.
testing APIs? Which are the different assertions that you are keeping while testing APIs in Postman?
By testing the API, like initially we need to come up with, am I going to being with the proper URL, and also am I giving a proper HTTP method, and also is there any payload we need to give it while passing a request. These are the things I just need to check while testing any of the API, and
Hmm.
also like we need to come up with basically the parameters, so which parameters has to be given in the URL, and what we needs to do. These are the things we need to test, we need to keep in our mind while doing the API testing.
Right, right. Okay. So you can also put an assertion for status code. You can also put an assertion for some response message, validation message that is coming, right? So those are the various assertions that you can put in the Postman.
Okay.
In your resume, you have mentioned that you are using Zephyr scale. So what is Zephyr scale?
Sapphire Scale is nothing but like it is a tool which will be integrated with Jira, where we can manage our test cases, whatever the test case we have executed, and we can update the status. Instead of the person who is
Mhm,
going in our company, if he come and ask us, he can just open the Zephyr and he'll get what are the status is going on regarding that user story or project. So which test cases has been tested and what is the status, and also we can get a lot of like reports in our Zephyr skill, like burn up and burn down chart, and also like sprint velocity. These are all the reports, and also like test execution report. These are the reports we can get it in a Zephyr scale.
mhm. Right. What is requirement traceability matrix?
Requirement traceability matrix, it is nothing but like we are going to ensure that for each and every feature we have assigned at least of one test cases. So this is nothing but like a traceability matrix. In the traceability matrix we have come across, it will give the overview of the requirement. So and we will interlink the test cases with requirement, how it will be mapped. And also like it is easy to prepare, so that we don't need any extra tool to prepare. So based on that we can prepare a traceability matrix. And in
Mm.
the traceability matrix also, like we have a forward traceability and backward traceability, and also like bidirectional traceability matrix. Do you want to explain me deeply, sir?
No, no, that's fine. Yeah. So, Niranjan, I'm done with the interview. Do you have any
Yes, sir.
questions for me?
Sir, is there any loopholes in the my knowledge so that I can improve?
No, no, Niranjan, not at all. I think you are very well prepared, and
Okay.
you were able to answer, not only able to answer, but you were also talking with a good amount of confidence. That showcase that actually you have worked in a real time scenarios, and you have been working in that properly in the domain of software testing only, right? So I'm so happy. I'm so glad to have you on our channel, right? So
Thank you,
thank you
sir.
so
Even I have
much.
watching your video from almost like past 1 year. So I'm so excited to have searching for the opportunity where I can connect you, but I didn't get any opportunity. But
Mhm.
at the like finally, I got to know that you have posted something regarding the mock interview. So I just ping on the time itself. So it's a huge opportunity for me, sir, to showcase myself with you.
Yeah, same here, same here. It was nice talking to you and wish you all the best for your career.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.